be in the night.
Hello guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. How are you all doing? I hope that you're doing fantastic by God's grace and mercy. Today we're going to read a story from God Counts the Tears of Women, Men Beware. This book is authored by Mr. Dan-Dzide, and it's a collection of 33 motivational essay and short stories. And so far on the channel we're reading different stories, and today I want to read another one from page 65. And before I do that, I want to welcome all returning subscribers back to the channel, and to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I want to welcome you to join the family and to like this video, share to your friends and family, and especially your children, because they have some life lessons which will help all of us. Okay, so thank you so much. The title of the story is "Isn't it boring to be selfish?" Come with me to Mr. Owusu's, not his real name, Mr. Owusu's house in Aguna, Swedro. It is an elegant built colonial style structure with a vegetable garden spread out on the space outside. The inside arrangement is just as elaborate and immaculate. The solid furniture has not moved from that position for 20 years. Everything is properly stuck in its small corner. But the house is so silent. No livestock, no pets, no wife, no children, only Mr. Owusu. Indeed, I used to think Mr. Owusu was a secular recluse until someone reminded me in muted breath that he had been married many times before. None of the wives could really stay for long. In fact, all of them left one after the other with all their children. I believe the story because just across the outlying cornfield, I could see old rusty swings and seashores. Maybe Mr. Owusu's old domestic habits didn't help him much. He would stir his wife's soup true and true to make sure that all the pieces of meat he had previously counted were intact. Yams from his farm were carefully measured with a string and cut mathematically according to the family's needs. I understand not many women can take this kind of humiliation. Me neither. The general atmosphere in the outlying houses, however, was so different. The air was generally charged with the joyous noise of children at play. Mothers could be heard shouting, "Don't do it!" admonishment to self-willed children. From time to time, the sound of a broken bottle, glass, or china plate was heard in the background. In his old age, Mr. Owusu was such a sad spectacle, a pitiful, lonely man. How he wished he hadn't been so heartless to his wives and children. At 5 o'clock every evening, he would go into his neatly arranged kitchen and cook for himself a sumptuous meal, and then lay the table all by himself. He would then take a breather outside and deliberately sit under a tree in the market square with his friends, waiting for a child to come along and tell him that his supper was ready. Ironically, he had himself arranged for his neighbor's child to come along and ask him to come indoors for supper. The little boy will say to him, "Grandpa, food is ready and the table is set, and I have been asked to let you know." Mr. Owusu would then ask his friends to excuse him and then dash off to eat all alone in his lonely house. His most treasured pastime was watching television all alone. During important matches, he would be shouting himself hoarse, alternatively supporting the opposite teams. When you happen to pass by his window, you will swear he had good company inside. One day, Mr. Owusu did not come to the market square at the usual time to wait for the little boy to come along and call him for his usual meal at the usual time. The following day, there was still no sign of him. So some of his well-wishers, sensing danger, went to his house and forced the door open. A foul stench was coming from the direction of the bathroom. They went in to look, and the sight was too horrible to behold. Mr. Owusu had apparently slipped whilst climbing into his bathtub, and in the process had hit his head on the hard edge of the tub. He had bled to death, as there was no one to help him up on his feet. That was how Mr. Owusu died, lonely, pitiful, and naked. Maybe we did not really consider ourselves as selfish as Mr. Owusu, but at least we all understand how boring loneliness can be. Sometimes we bring loneliness on ourselves by being selfish and self-centered. It doesn't have to be like that. There are thousands of people out there waiting to be loved. Take time out today and reach out to somebody. Invite him or her for a meal. You cannot imagine the smile and joy you will bring to the face of a hungry man when you share with him. The language of kindness is universal. When you show kindness to a neighbor, you actually show it to yourself. The joy you bring to a brother or sister is in need will be played back to you one day. Some people think that they can be truly happy only if they are free from physical discomfort and liberated from the cares of other people's problems and businesses. It is not only boring here on earth to be selfish. You can also lose heaven in the end. Hear what Paul says in Philippians chapter 3, verse 18 to 20. I have told you this many times before, and now I repeat it with tears. There are many whose lives make them enemies of Christ's death on the cross. They are going to end up in hell because their God is their bodily desires. They are proud of what they should be ashamed of, and they think only of the things that belong to this world. We, however, as citizens of heaven, refuse to be hemmed in by selfishness. Reach out to others in love, kindness, and care. You will be all the much happier for it. Remember this as you go along in life. He is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain what he cannot lose. He is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain what he cannot lose. The end of the story. Thank you very much for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. I hope that you've learned a lesson from the story. Put it in the comment section and I'll reach out to you there.